Hey guys, Susanna here. I'm here for part 2, and I have done a lot of work behind the scenes, and as you've noticed, I've actually put a bit of quilt wadding behind there because I wanted to, I think it made it a bit more padded. So what I've done, I'll bring it up a little closer. These I've actually put a bit more just to add a bit of colour on there, just stitched it in the green, this colour, that's the one, and did some beading around the outside, 2 on this lot, 1 on those, did it on there as well, just 1. And I picked out, like when you get your piece, pick out a colour if you want. I went for the darker colours because I really wanted to bring out the blue, and this one happened to be the lighter one. I may go back in with a sort of a lighter pink in some of the lighter ones, because there was enough of the darker blue. See here, there's the difference. I haven't done it here, but I have done it here, and so I've picked it up, and it's enough to sort of hold it down at the back there like that. Sort of did that in this colour, and it's just like I've said in other ones, you just let the picture be your guide. So I want to do some beading in here. Some of these here are like French knots, and I did a little bit of French knots because it had red in there as well. So I'll probably continue this red here. I sort of stopped it there. I may do it there, but not in between. I don't want to take away from the actual word Brad. And then I'm going to do some leaves, so I just probably might do a couple of stem stitches and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just picking out pieces. I'm not going to do the whole lot. So that red here, that will hold that down. So the other colour I'm probably going to go for, some of these greens. Maybe those 2, they seem to be the right one. And with this, the tops here, you remember how they were white? What I do is, when I do dolls and all that kind of stuff, I've got this old lipstick, and that's all I ever use it for, and I'll just put that on there like that, and then give it a bit of a colour. So it's quite an old one, and I use that for when I have cheeks on my dolls, or if I need to add a little bit of colour to that, because it just looked a bit light being the white. Okay, so now I'm going to be doing some work on there. We're doing some beading, and I'll do that along with you, and then I'll stop it, and yeah, I'll show you how to put it together. So there will be another video, but that will be of me showing you my it hanging up in my room. I've got the paint card. The colour that I'm painting my room is this colour, which is pretty bold. Like my husband's painting it as we speak. That's why I sort of wanted to incorporate some of that colour in and try and bring out the blues a little bit more. But you'll see my finished bedroom. So okay, now I'll bring this in. There we go. That's probably enough, I think. Okay, so what I'm going to do, put that over there. As per usual, my room's a mess. Now I've got, put that there. I've used this is just a strong vintage cotton. When I put the beads on with this, I actually used this cotton, but the beads that I want to use on here are a little bit thinner. Where's that go? Oh, it's one of these. I want to use these ones, some of these, and they're a little bit smaller, and I've also got these, so I'll just put that over there. Grab myself a couple of these. And that's black. I didn't want to go black because this is darker, and I didn't want to go black. I thought I might use some of these in there. So this is how you can you know, make your little piece darker beads, but they sort of got this shine to them. They're sort of a darker colour, but they've got this little shimmery stuff to them. Okay, so this, even though it's more yellow and it's got a little bit of the reds and all that kind of stuff in there, I'm still going to use that. Put that over here. Okay, so we come up with this, and I'm going to just got a knot on the end of it, of course. Let's do a bit of beading while I'm yapping to you. I'm really happy with how this is looking. Oh, did that drop? There it is. Yeah, did a lot of stuff behind the scenes because it's going to be a fair bit of work to do. And in the pattern, I've got, you know, leave it open. I have to, is it big enough? I've got to leave open it big enough to, because when you turn it around, it's got to be big enough to be able to get that through. So that's why I've left it. Okay, so we just go down and then just come up. I know that Rachel has a way of, you know, she sort of does a way that it's, you don't, you know, like you do another stitch so that if one comes off, they don't all come off. But because I'm not doing very many, I'm just going to just sew it on like this. I like it. Just adds a little bit of something, something. Oh, hang a minute. Got to come up through first. So I hope you like your kit for the people that have got it. It's just absolutely stunning fabric, and I'm putting a fair bit of work into this because it's gonna, you know, go over my bed in my bedroom. So we want it to look pretty, and it's so gorgeous. The fabric is just stunning. It's just been absolutely freezing cold weather at the moment. It's so cold. It's just, which may seem really funny to you guys over there as you're in summer. Well, it's winter over here and it's jolly cold. And we're in lockdown at the moment, so this shows when this was being filmed. We were going to have a 5-day lockdown, and that ended up being 12 days because we've got a few more cases. And it's the stronger strain of virus, which is so contagious. Oh, it feels like it's never going to end, but that's how it goes, eh? Now, thank goodness we've got YouTube and craft to keep us sane, and at the moment I'm utilising this time to do the painting and all that kind of stuff. My laundry is finally getting done. Yay! It looks really good. The whole laundry is in this colour. It's pretty bold. Like, it was one of those ones I'm like, oh, I've seen it on shows and I like, do I get it, don't I get it? And then when we just did the first undercoat thing, I'm like, oh, it is darker than what I thought. But now it's sort of all down, and then my it's the colours and stuff that you put with it. I'm doing white, and it just looks so good with white. But I bought a lot of the paint because I wanted to do, you know, my hallway and all that kind of stuff. But I'm thinking I may do this for the hallway because it would just make it so dark. Now, okay, I'm going to finish this off. I will just tie it off. Double knot, because you really don't want that Okay, I'm just going to go down rather than tying it off. Just going to go down. There we go. You hear any banging, clanging? It's stuff being done in the house. Got a guy putting in one of those ceiling ladders that allows, because we've got access to the ceiling. Got an older house. It's not that old. It's been built in the 1960s, but it's still got plenty of. It's got the higher ceilings and plenty of space in there, and so as our house is not that big, it's just going to give us extra place to put, you know, the Christmas tree, the fans that you desperately need in summer but don't need in winter. They're going to go up there, and so my husband's been wanting one of these pull down ladders for years, so that's finally getting installed, which is good. So I haven't done a great deal of beading. I'm glad I'm using up some of these beads. Just gives it that little bit extra. Makes it look pretty. Once I've done this, I'll... Oh, I think that one might be a little small. No, it got through. Need a couple more. And once I've done this, I'll bring it up. And show you. Oh, it's so pretty. I really love it along there. It really brought it out because it was looking a little plain. Do a few more. I mean, even though that's got a bit of red, and the yellow, you know, once the beads are on there, you won't know. And this is all recommendation. You don't have to have it like that. Actually, I might put another one there. Gives it that texture, which is quite lovely. There we go. Hopefully it's not too close. There we go. Really like it. Looks really lovely there too. There we go. So normally I'd probably put some there, but that's got brad on there, so I won't do that. And then I'll do some in here. So I'll finish that off. So the reason why I did a lot of stuff in the background, I thought you've seen all this sort of stuff before, and it's fairly self-explanatory. Of you just follow the pattern of the you know, what you pick out what you want. Like here I've picked out the dark one, and here you just pick out what you want. I mean, if you want to, you can go the whole hog and colour in everything. It does make it stand out. It looks really nice, but I think it has a nicer effect when you don't do all of it. Yeah, so definitely want to do a little bit more in here. I might even see if this colour here is here, but it's also got that little bit of green too, so I may do that. And by the time I, you know, do that, can you hear that? That is them cutting and doing something. Now I'll just do these here. So I'm doing that one, and I'll pause it because I think he's going to continue doing that, and then I'll be back with some green and do some more along there. So there you go. You get the idea. Do the centres. Yeah, I'll just pause it. Okay, I'm back again. He happens to be working out on our laundry door. Like yeah. So if you hear some noise, just ignore it. Now, what have I done? I've done some of the lighter green here, and I thought I'll go in with the darker green. I'm only going to do 2 lots of colours on the leaves, because it's still got quite a bit that needs to be filled, whereas these have got, you know, quite a few different colours. So I thought I'll go the dark and the light, and I'll just do a little bit of stitching here like this with you to fill in, because I've done most of the stitching off camera. So it's just a satin stitch, filling it in, and sometimes it's a long and short stitch, which, you know, you do some bigger ones, and yeah. If you hear any voices, it's my husband talking to the tradie. Okay, now I didn't want to do too close to the names because I don't want to take away from that, but it just happens to be going there. And just push it over with the thumb. Yeah, I'll just do a little bit of stitching with you, and I've got a fair bit of stitching left to do, so then I'll turn off the camera, do the rest of the stitching, and then I'll show you how we put it together. I'm still gonna here's the bit of calico that I'm using for the back, and I just took a couple of strips off there because I'm gonna sort of tuck that in there like that when I sew it, because it's going to attach a certain way. Excuse the banging. Yeah, so I'm not sure how I'm going to hang it up yet, so that's what I'm going to do with that. Sometimes still need this little guy, I find when you're pushing it through. So yeah, do as much or as little as you like with this sort of thing. It's enough to sort of hold it together, but then actually got to go along here too, I think. A couple of longer bits in here. Actually, I might do another piece even though it's not supposed to. It just looks a bit weird, so there we go. Then, oh, I managed to grab that. Just going to go through the back a little bit here and do these side bits here. I think I might do 2. Okay. And just go whatever makes you feel comfortable doing. Well, this will definitely be 1 stitch. Just highlighting. So exciting getting all this stuff done. I've been waiting quite a while. Anybody that's done any renovating can relate. Okay. Actually, I'm going to go along to here and do some of that. There we go. That's taken over from that bit. I sort of want to do enough that it's holding it down, if you know what I mean. See, it's enough that going to be holding the bits down, then you won't have any bits that are flapping out, if you know what I mean. Okay, and I've chosen to go with some of the darker elements, but you don't have to. You can go with the lighter ones if you choose to. There we go. Yeah, 3 of the colours I've picked is the lighter, the darker ones, and then I've got that's the light, and then the light in the greens. So just a tiny bit here. Not do 2. And do. Yep. So pretty basic. You just follow along. Oh, get rid of that. It's got a tiny little stitch here, and then yeah. I mean, admittedly, this green that I've got here is darker than what the green is on there, but it works. Sort of ties in with the other blue, and it stands out just that little bit more. So, okay. Oop, better be careful. Oh, here we go, got some more up here. Now, so what I'll do after I've finished doing this, hopefully I'm in camera, I will probably switch it off for a bit, continue on doing bits and pieces, just a few little bit more pieces here, and doing the red and the red here, and maybe some up there as well, actually, just to hold it down. We do need something up there, and then I will be back to show you how we are going to sew it all together. It's going to be tricky here, I can tell you. Okay, I will be back. Okay, I am back. I'm going to zoom out. Here we go, and show what I've done. What I'm probably going to do is I'll just turn it off and finish doing all the filling in stitches, so you can sort of see that's the amount of work that I've done on the back. So I need to do a little bit more, and it's probably going to take some time, and then the video is just being paused. So what I might do is I will come back and have everything all ready and do the quick video showing what to do to put it all together, and I might even just have a quick part 2 of this as a separate video to attach on, so that we haven't got it. I'm just not very good at editing so I can't always attach other videos. I have done in the past, but I'm just not real good at it. Okay guys, well that's bits and pieces that you need to do, and so I'll continue on with that because I want to do a fair bit, and I don't want the pressure of having to hurry while this is on pause. So okay, I'll catch you in the next part where we're putting it together. Okay, thanks for watching guys. I hope you're enjoying it, because I am. I love it. Bye.